Guy talking about come outside. I'm here. Once again. Talk a lot of shit. He won't come outside. He said he'd come outside. He won't come outside. This guy talking about, if you know where I live, come knock my door. I don't know where your door is. I'm on your block right now, though. I'm right now on your block. You can come outside. He's not going to come outside. He'll never come outside. Just like he didn't come to Solomon's case today. So anyway, let me give you guys an update about that one, about this fool. Anyway, this punk didn't show up at court. Why? Now he's trying to play it off like it was a setup. Well, like a setup just to play a prank. Not according to his lawyer. I talked to his lawyer earlier. I gave him a phone call. Called him at like 10 o'clock this morning before he went into court. He said he was going into court. But I talked to Tony's lawyer, and he admitted he filed it. He said to me, I don't know why it got rejected. I can tell you why it got rejected. It got rejected because the case number did not match the names on the cases. Basic shit. Basic shit. But this fucking crackhead lawyer, this is the guy who Tony's relying on. Like I said, Tony, anytime you want to come outside, you can come outside. I'm going to walk up and down. But his lawyer really submitted that. He really submitted that paperwork. Now, let me show you something, guys. I'm going to tell you the problem that he has with submitting that paperwork. This is Tony's lawyer. Tony's like, I got a great lawyer. No, you don't. You got a fucking... This guy went years without even having a license. It just, for some reason, he was operating without a license, I guess. Holy shit. This is the crackhead shit that Tony's involved in. But anyway, let me show you guys something. See here, this thing right here, the ex parte application. It says the ex parte application is dated August 23rd, 2024, right? And then the lawyer's declaration is dated August 23rd, 2024. Now, if you look here, it says, I'm going to read this to you. I declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the state of California, that the foregoing is true and correct, right? That's his ex parte application. So he's sworn that that's when the application was filled out. But yet here, he's claiming that he served these electronically on July 15th. So he created the paperwork on Friday, but he's claiming he served the paperwork a month and a half ago. And it's saying here, again, it's under penalty of perjury. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. Guys, it even says here, executed on August 23rd, saying he electronically served him on July 15th. He created this paperwork yesterday, but he served Solomon with the paperwork a month and a half ago. Guys, again, under perjury, he said the information was true and correct. That information was neither true nor correct. What kind of fucking lawyer? What kind of lawyer are we dealing with here? This is Tony's lawyer. Anyway, so he's like, oh yeah, come over here, come to my block. Come knock on my door. I don't know what door you're at. I know you gave your location away. I know you're somewhere on this block. Come outside. Shit. He won't. You know he won't. Get the fuck out of here. And his crackhead lawyer. So yeah, no, I called his lawyer earlier. And his lawyer answered the phone. I emailed him first. And I asked him, I said, listen, I believe that is Tony Diamato, the child predator, Tony, that lives in this neighborhood. I told him, I said, I think this guy is committing fraud using your name on this. He's like, no, I actually submitted it. I said, you submitted it? He's like, yeah, I don't know why it got rejected. Again, it got rejected because the case number doesn't match the name. Tony calls it a fucking typo. Tony, He calls it a typo. All throughout that paperwork was talking about his eviction shit before it switches over to a sworn declaration that he lied in. The guy lied. This guy, all he does is bluff. All he does. He just talks shit and bluff. He's a pussy. Like I said, I'm out here. You gotta remember where you're at. You're in Hollywood, motherfucker. So yeah, his lawyer committed perjury. So this lawyer's name is Stephen Tamer. I think we need to report him for permitting perjury. He needs to get his license taken away. Tony's lawyer. So guys, if you can help me out with that, let's start reporting this lawyer for committing perjury on behalf of Tony D'Amato, the sexual predator, the child sexual predator. This guy fantasized about raping a child. And those fucking losers in his chat who come in there and support him, you guys are a bunch of fucking creepers too. This guy is sexually harassing a child, talking about raping him. Raping a child. That's right, Tony D'Amato in this neighborhood talking about raping a child. Come outside, Tony. What's the deal with that? You didn't even show up to your dad's funeral? You didn't even show up to your dad's funeral? And then I go on to your dad's funeral video, and you got this guy in a comment here. Let me show you guys. Now, this guy said, "Rest in peace, big guy." Talking about Tony's dad. "Rest in peace, big guy. It's always a pleasure getting to work with you. It's a shame you couldn't get Junior to follow in your steps, but we know that bipolar stunad greaseball would never amount to much. Thank you for everything you've done for me." Wow, your dad sounds like he was a good person, but this person's calling Tiny Tony a bipolar. We recognize the mental health issues, right? He is bipolar. He should get on some medication. I'm sure people have been telling him and his family that for years, but he doesn't listen. This bipolar stunad greaseball. Tony the greaseball. Gooch Grease Tony. Hey, Gooch Grease Tony, why don't you come outside? Let's talk. Where you at?